and happy Wednesday to you, 21st of April, 2021. Eric Granstrom filling in for Dan Koontz. Maybe one more day. Dan sounding like he's feeling a lot better and says he wants to join everybody tomorrow morning. So maybe last morning for me. We'll see about that. Anyway, thanks for joining us here this morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Special morning coming up this morning. We are going to be up at Ohme Gardens a little bit later on this morning. Had a chance on Monday to get up to Ohme. Let's see, where's Ohme? I guess I'm right in front of Ohme, aren't I? It's right there. But Ohme Gardens director is Jason Browning, and we're going to talk to Jason about some of the changes that you'll find at Ohme Gardens and why Ohme Gardens should be a destination spot for you sometime very soon. That's all coming up here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Of course, the latest from the news center on the way, sports news. Mariners and Dodgers were in a pitcher's duel yesterday afternoon at T-Mobile Park. And we had our first baseball broadcast since the spring of 2019 yesterday on the NCW Live channel. So more on Eastmont and Wenatchee later on this morning. Before we get to anything else, let's go ahead and take a look at what's happening outside with our Valley View camera this morning, thanks to Sky-Fi Wireless Network. And Megan, is this just a frozen shot from yesterday? Because that looks exactly the same as yesterday. Oh, it's okay. There's traffic. Okay, I just thought maybe because this is exactly what it looked like 24 hours ago, and just an absolutely another picture-perfect day. In fact, today going to be our best day weather-wise as far as temperatures are concerned. We'll talk about that forecast coming up in just a moment. But hello and good morning from our cross camera this morning, brought to you by Sky-Fi Wireless Network from Local Telecommunications. Good morning, Wenatchee, East Wenatchee, and Sunny Slope. All right, camera 2. It's always a challenge here because I don't do this show very often, and Megan can throw me a curveball. I think we're looking down upon, is that Rock Island? I can't tell. Oh, the Waterville camera. Oh, okay. So McNeil, is this McNeil Canyon? So looking down from there towards the Columbia River. And, it's just a quiet morning this morning. Again, hardly a breath of wind out there. Temperatures in the low 40s starting off the day, reaching up into the, well into the 70s today as the snow continues to slowly recede. But boy, we got a lot of snowpack, so no worries as far as our water is concerned, unless, strange things happen here in the next month or so. But a good morning, looking down upon, well, you can see a slice of Entiat across the river and a rondo down to our left. Camera 3 this morning will take us to, That's looking up from the water cam, is that right, above Manson? Okay, all right, so looking down upon Lake Chelan. That's a different view we don't normally show here on our Valley View cameras this morning. That's looking down. You can kind of see a little bit of Manson in the left foreground there. And it looks like a boat out fishing on Lake Chelan this morning. Mackinaw, you ever caught a Mackinaw? You ever seen a Mackinaw before? That is a big-mouthed fish. They live in the depths of Lake Chelan, and they feed on krill, they feed on little shrimp, they feed on smaller fish like kokanee, and they can get pretty darn big. You could catch a Mackinaw that weighs 30 pounds, believe it or not, in that lake right there. So there you go, that's camera 3 this morning. And camera 4, we'll say good morning to the Okanagan and the Twisp River, or the Menhau River, sorry, running into the Columbia River there, the confluence at Pateros. And you see that jet of landmass that's sticking out into the Columbia River there. That is Brewster on the left, and if you go around the corner there where that little knob is by the river, you'll find Bridgeport, and a gorgeous view looking off to the east this morning up off of Billy Goat. Thanks to Sky-Fi Wireless Network for providing us our Valley View cameras this morning and every morning, thanks to Local Communications. Gorgeous Sunsplash Wednesday and going to be absolutely beautiful today. Let's take a look at that forecast from the National Weather Service, and warmest day of the week as we've been teasing you, 78 and sunny today. We do have a change coming up this weekend. Talk about that in a second, but not too bad yesterday. 65 was our high yesterday. Again, they kind of fooled me. I thought we might get up into the 70s. It felt like it was warm, but according to the National Weather Service, 65 was the high up at the airport. Overnight low was 45 just a little bit ago. Normally, we're at 63 and 41, so we're right smack dab in the middle of normal Record high temperature for today was 84 degrees set in 2009. The record low, 25 chilly degrees in 2008. Sun rose earlier this morning at 6:01. It will set tonight at 7:59. Tomorrow rises at 5:59 and sets at 8:01. Look at all that daylight. All right, so with that daylight, we'll see sunny skies again tomorrow with a high of 73. See, you start to see the cooling trend coming up by the weekend. Sunny skies for the most part on Friday. Might see a little wind on Friday as well on the front end of a cold front that's moving in. 72 for the high on Friday. Showers possible Friday night and definitely into Saturday. Now a 60% chance of rain expected on Saturday and much cooler. 60 for the high expected on Saturday. 63 on Sunday with showers continuing into the first part of next week. Maybe a little mix with sunshine as well. But still fairly, well, mild temperatures, normal temperatures. Low 60s to mid 60s. Nighttime lows about 40 degrees. So there's a look at your forecast. We're at 43. Well, it depends on who you look at. I'm looking at the National Weather Service here for Pangbourne Airport. It says it's 43 up at the airport right now. But my phone app says it's 39. So if you hear wind machines in your neighborhood, if you have any orchards around, then you'll know why about that, because they're trying to circulate the air, make sure the buds on the trees stay warm-ish and not cold-ish. We'll take a quick break here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, get you the latest local news on the way, sports news coming up as well. In for Dan, I'm Eric. It's Wednesday, hump day on the banks of the river. We'll come back with more right after this.
Is search engine optimization right for my business? Maybe. Studies show the first and second search results get 50% of all the clicks. But you have to fight national chains to get there. If the user has to scroll down to find you, tough luck. You could hide a dead body on page 2 and the whole zombie apocalypse on page 3. Or you could spend less and get an ad in the Impact Big Print phone book, giving local businesses a chance to shine.
Impact Directories. Bigger print, better book.
Having a relationship with your pediatrician is so important. Feeling that sense of trust, that is priceless. I tell everybody about CVCH. I love it there. When I make an appointment, I don't have to take an entire day off. As a working mom, my life is really busy. Family time is everything. That's what we all work towards. And I feel like CVCH respects that.
Sunshine at 78 in the forecast for the Wenatchee Valley today. We're at 43 under clear skies on a gorgeous Wednesday morning, 21st of April, 2021. In for Dan Kuntz, I'm Eric Granstrom on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with your latest local news. The Washington's Child Protective Agency must pay $300,000 and change the way it serves deaf or hard of hearing families. The federal settlement came about after an investigation by the U.S. Department of Justice, which found more than 100 instances where the Department of Children, Youth, and Families failed to provide sign language interpreters or other aids when handling child welfare cases. That put DCYF in violation of the Americans with Disabilities Act. In addition to the monetary payment, DCYF must now make sure it has ASL interpreters available throughout the state. U.S. attorneys in Seattle and Spokane will monitor the agency's compliance. Well, the Wenatchee Valley is close to the halfway mark in its drive to get eligible residents vaccinated against COVID-19. Chelan Douglas Health District Administrator Luke Davies told the Regional Board of Health yesterday the pace of vaccinations looks good for the two counties.
Chelan Douglas Health District has initiated 49,346 individuals on vaccine, meaning they've gotten a first dose. And then we have 37,234 individuals who've received both doses and or the Johnson & Johnson. What this means is that is about 50.6% of our eligible population. That means our 16 and above. And so that's a huge milestone for us. We are shooting for, we're always shooting for 100%, but we're hopefully going to be hitting 70% by June 15th. If we maintain our current vaccination levels. And then overall, that's about 41% of our overall population currently, including children. And so we're right above the national average in terms of vaccinating our population. in this area, which is very promising.
Davey says the mass vaccination site at the Town Toyota Center distributed about 1,200 doses of the Pfizer vaccine on Friday alone, and satellite clinics have begun administering doses on days when the center is closed. Well, Commissioner of Public Lands Hillary Franz was in Winthrop yesterday to kick off a new collaborative effort between the Washington State Department of Natural Resources, community members, home preparedness experts, regional fire districts, and other partners to better prepare those most at risk during wildfire season. Wildfire Ready Neighbors connects residents with experts and tools to help them take proactive action from small steps to large to better protect their homes and surrounding property from wildfire. Wildfire Ready Neighbors is piloting in 3 high-risk counties this year: Chelan, Okanagan, and Spokane. Chelan County, the first of the pilot program, launched April 5th in Wenatchee. Spokane County works kicked off April 30th. Well, Dawn Davies, Executive Director of the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, announced that she will retire in June. She's managed the nonprofit service which provides animal control and shelter operations for the past 10 years. During that time, she oversaw creation of a brand new and improved shelter for homeless pets, which offers classes, a pet food bank, and low-cost spay and neuter operations. About 96% of animals that arrive at the shelter are rehabilitated and placed in new homes rather than being euthanized. The Humane Society says the Humane Society board says it's close to announcing Davies' replacement. Well, after the 2020 census, will Wenatchee and East Wenatchee be metro or micro? The U.S. Office of Management and Budget is changing the way it designates cities based on their population. Wenatchee Valley Corps won the designation of a metropolitan area back in 2000 when its population was 99,000 people. It's now at about 116,000, but the OMB under Donald Trump announced plans that would downgrade metro areas that don't meet a certain population threshold. This affects the way cities are considered for federal housing grants, among other revenue sources. The 2020 consensus hasn't been finalized, and President Biden's new OMB director has not yet made a decision about adopting that rule. Well, roundabouts are the go-to traffic control method for more local intersections. Now, the State Department of Transportation is proposing a multi-lane roundabout where Easy Street meets Highway 2 and 97 just west of the Otabashan Bridge. The roundabout would eliminate the 4-way stoplight currently there, plus adding shorter crosswalks and an extension for the Apple Capitol Loop Trail. DOT plans virtual public meeting to present the plan on April 28th. Construction would begin 1 year from now. Well, a signature part of Washington State Apple Blossom Festival is making a comeback. The Classy Chassis Car Parade will take a bow June 11th during the festival, which has been scaled back and rescheduled due to the pandemic. The annual East Wenatchee event, sponsored by Les Schwab, takes off at 6 o'clock. Organizers say there will be health requirements, including facial masks and social distancing, even though the car parade is an outdoor event. The parade is on, but there will be no accompanying car show this year. That element hopefully will come back onto the schedule for 2022, say organizers in East Wenatchee. Of course, we are planning to broadcast the Classy Chassis Parade here on the NCW Life Channel live on that Friday, June 11th, starting at 6 o'clock. So you can tune in for that if you don't want to go in person. We'll also have the community parade, the Apple Blossom Combined Parade. They won't have a separate youth parade and grand parade this year. It'll be a community parade, and that'll be on the 12th. We'll have that live as well here on your local TV station, the NCW Life Channel. Speaking of your local TV station, we have news coming up your way tonight at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. And Grant Olson, I think, has a little preview for us. No. Oh, we don't have that this morning. Okay. Well, Grant took a step away. So, but you can, on the bottom of your screen here, tell us if there is news happening in your neighborhood. In fact, we just had somebody reach out yesterday telling us about a young man's plight who has been involved in some U.S. ski team activity. We'll have hopefully more on that coming up tomorrow here on the sports element of our programming. Sports, news, whatever it may be, birthday, anniversary, let us know. Give us a call at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. You can email us directly at news@ncwlife.com. or reach out through our Facebook page. You can message us there. Whew, that one's a hard one. And also, hopefully, you'll like and follow us while you're there as well. We'll take a quick break, come back, and sports news on the way next here for a Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you're calling on 35 plus years of experience in the Wenatchee Valley. Spending extra time in your home, you may have discovered an unwanted aroma. Stinky feet, pets, who knows what. Call Dick's today about installing their Train Clean Effects electronic air cleaner or a Rheem Halo ultraviolet air purifier. Either way, the air quality in your home will be improved. Proudly servicing all of North Central Washington, call 884-6444 today.
One of the funnest and finest musical events in the Pacific Northwest is happening right here in the Chelan Valley. The Lake Chelan Wine and Jazz Festival is back and better than ever. 4 days, 10 beautiful venues, 13 artists in 23 unique performances. Wine tasting, shopping, and food are also on the menu for this premier event. Get your tickets now for this amazing experience with net proceeds benefiting local charities. We'll see you at this year's Lake Chelan Wine and Jazz Festival. Just about 17 minutes past the hour here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley for a Wednesday, April 21st, 2021. In for Dan Kuntz, I'm Eric Granstrom with your latest local sports. It was quite a pitcher's duel at T-Mobile Park yesterday. Between the Mariners and Dodgers, Los Angeles eked out a 1-0 victory. Marco Gonzalez was on top of his game, striking out 6 Dodgers over 7 innings. Only run scratched across came of the third on an RBI single by Corey Seager. It was Marco's best outing of the season.
3 pitches, all strikes. Marco's 1-2. He froze him, got him looking. And appealed, he goes. Marco retires his side in order. Strike 3 called, he rung him up. Hit the coach pitch in the first 3 or 4 offerings, man, like they're bringing the tee out. Nobody wants to see the tee. Nice work by Marco. Gets a call on the outside corner. 11 in a row retired by Marco Gonzalez. Line right there. J.P. Crawford. 13 straight sat down. Marco Gonzalez cooking here today against the Dodgers.
So while Marco was dealing on one side of the diamond, unfortunately on the other side, even more impressive was Los Angeles starting pitcher Julio Urias. The southpaw struck out 11 Mariner hitters and gave up just 1 base hit.
This is 0-2. Back-to-back breaking balls to start his day with a strikeout. Got him swinging. Couple of strikeouts in a scoreless first inning for Julio Urias. Slurve gets a swing and a miss in his 3rd K already. Payoff pitch. Perfectly placed, strike 3. Eventually he does get him. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. One's head. Foul tipped into the glove, strike 3. Got him looking. He got him with a fastball, and he's matched his career high with 9 strikeouts. Got him looking, his 10th strikeout of the game. 0-2 pitch and another strikeout with a huge slurve. Golfs one, deep to left. Pollock is there, and the inning is over. Had a good sound to it, but it stays in the yard. And Urias was 7 one-hit shutout innings.
Yeah, 11 strikeouts. Julio Urias, just the 1 hit. In fact, that's all Seattle got in the game. Seattle proved once again that its defense is one of the best in baseball, with some web gems by J.P. Crawford, Kyle Seager, and Dylan Moore.
Marco's 2-2. Weak ground ball. J.P. charging. No bare hand needed. How about right out of the leather? Crawford flashing that goal. Side retired in order. Line. Oh, he does it again! He does it again! Dylan Moore.
takes a velo of one away. This is right on the button. A step and a dive. Full extension right in the webbing. Right in the end of the webbing. So a couple of great plays from Dylan last night at third base and tonight. Or this afternoon. I thought this was up the middle for sure. What a great play. Marco's excited about it. In play, Seager coming home with it. Murphy, tag, got it. Works out perfectly for the Mariners. 2 outs. And the Dodgers going with the contact play out in front of a breaking ball. An easy play for Kyle Seager over at third. Accurate throw.
But the Dodgers would get the victory by a final of 1-0. Just 3 hits total in the game. Seattle has a travel day today before beginning a weekend series in Boston. So there you go. The 2 teams with the best records in the American League will meet starting tomorrow at 4:10 at Fenway Park. In the American League West, Oakland stayed red hot with a doubleheader sweep of Minnesota to climb into a first-place tie with the Mariners atop the American League West. In Game 1, Mitch Moreland hit 2 home runs, and Matt Chapman had a grand slam as the A's won at 7-0. In Game 2, Jose Luzardo struck out 6 over 5 1/3 as Oakland shut the Twins out 1-0. In Denver, Colorado, C.J. Cron had a 2-run homer and drove in 5 as the Rockies knocked off Houston 6-2. And Albert Pujols and Kurt Suzuki each homered in a 3-run 7th inning as Los Angeles beat Texas by a final of 6-2. Well, Eastmont snapped a 5-game losing streak to Wenatchee by beating the Panthers in high school baseball yesterday, 16-10 the final at Recreation Park. Wildcats got off to a great start, scoring 6 runs in the first inning. Wenatchee would stay in it, however, grinding out runs per inning to cut the lead to 7-6 in the bottom of the 5th.
2 outs, infield is back now. Swung on, hit up the middle, past the diving attempt of Skyleman. That'll score 1, maybe 2, it will. Ball is bobbled in center field. Both runners will score. Singleton and the courtesy runner for Schneider come around on the RBI single by Elijah Smiley. Payoff pitch coming. It's a big one. Swung on, cracked in the air towards center field. Running back is Rule. Loses the hat but catches the ball. Tagging from third base is Byer. Throw is cut off, and he will score. We've got a 1-run ball game with 2 outs here in the 5th inning.
And welcome back. Joel Norman on the play-by-play there for the NCW Life Channel. Wildcats would come back and score 9 runs in the top of the 6th and go on for the 16-10 victory. Hunter Rule led the way for Eastmont, going 4 for 6 with a triple, 2 runs, and 2 RBIs. Michael Singleton finished 2 for 3 with 3 runs, and Logan Schneider was 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs and 2 runs for Eastmont. Wenatchee led by Tyler Skyleman, who was 2 for 3 with a double, 2 runs, and an RBI. The 2 teams will meet again Saturday at Dan White Field in East Wenatchee for a doubleheader. We'll have that live here on the NCW Life Channel. Other baseball action yesterday, Ephrata topped Moses Lake 5-3. Cascade blanked Omak 18-0. Kashmir had no trouble with Walook, winning 25-5. It was Chelan topping Brewster 10-0. Liberty Bell blanked Quincy 15-zip. Lake Roosevelt got by Okanagan 4-1. Girls softball yesterday, Soap Lake edged Bridgeport 14-13. Tonasket took care of Elmira Cooley Heartline 22-13. Cascade clobbered Quincy 24-11. Royal blasted Chelan 27-0. Omak shut out Oroville 12-zip. Brewster beat Lake Roosevelt 13-7. And Kashmir's offense was in high gear, beating Walook 23-1. Also on the pitch last night, we're talking boys soccer here. Wenatchee toppled Chelan 11-0. That's incredible. Quincy quieted Eastmont 3-1. Moses Lake shut out Cascade 1-0. Brewster beat Manson 6-1. Liberty Bell bettered Pateras 1-0. And Tonasket topped Oroville by a final of 5-0. That's a look at sports news at 24 minutes past the hour here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Still to come, Mike Magnotti with his opinion, so hold on for that. We also have our special guest that'll join us. Actually, we join him on location on Monday afternoon for a interview with Jason Browning. He's the director of Ohme Gardens. We'll get a sneak peek of some of the changes at Ohme and talk to Jason about the spring and summer ahead for the gorgeous gardens that overlook the Wenatchee Valley. Before we get to our obscure holiday of the day, it's time for that morning slurp. It's been a long week so far, and it's only Wednesday, but we're going to get through it. It's hump day on the banks of the river. Downhill slide towards the weekend officially begins at 12:01 this afternoon. So grab your mug. Let's have a slurp this morning together. By the way, Megan, did you enjoy that biscuit yesterday? It was, yeah. In fact, Megan even asked about where in Winco she could find the box of mix for the Red Lobster Cheddar Bay biscuits. Yeah, it's a guilty pleasure of mine, that's for sure. All right, not birthdays. We'll get to birthdays coming up. Administrative. Oh yeah, don't forget about your administrative assistant, your secretaries today. It is Administrative Professionals Day today. That's not very obscure. The one we picked though is National Kindergarten Day. The first day at kindergarten, of course, a memorable one for moms and children. Most children and mothers will never forget their first day of kindergarten. Kindergarten Day celebrated in honor of Friedrich Froebel. He was born on this date in 1782. In 1837, he started the first kindergarten in Germany. It became popular quickly. Gardeners were first originally just a half day to get children acclimated to learning, social interaction, school, fun, yet educational. Kindergarten has evolved in most areas into a full-time program. This is partly the result of increasing pressures on education and partly due to the increase in working mothers in America. Yeah, they got to go to work. They got to have a place to put the kid. So let's let them learn while they're at it. Kindergarten. Celebrating today. You can celebrate with a trip down memory lane. Now, Megan, where'd you go to kindergarten at? Homeschool. Okay. So your teacher, your playground person, the principal, everything was mom? Dad. Oh wow, Dad. Oh my. That's my elementary school, my first elementary school. I went there kindergarten, first and second grade. And then we moved across town, so they moved me from Mary Purcell Elementary School. That's in Cedar Woolley, Washington, by the way. And it really doesn't look a lot different from when I went to elementary school and kindergarten. Geez, I got to do the math now. 47 years ago. Ooh, really? Oh, gosh. Mrs. Stewart was my first teacher. I had her in kindergarten, and then I had her again in second grade. Now, don't think that they held me back. No. But always remember my... Oh, so when you did go to school, Megan, who was your first teacher? Mrs. Downer. Oh, that's an unfortunate name. Was she a Downer or was she okay? Oh, okay, she's fine. Okay. Sometimes, you just never know. One thing I remember vividly about kindergarten, don't remember much else, but I remember recess, going outside, and that whole social interaction thing. I was playing with a ball on the playground, and this little kid that was in my class came up to me, and he wanted the ball, but he didn't ask nicely for the ball, and so I didn't want to share the ball, so he punched me right in the nose. My first day of kindergarten, I had a bloody nose, and of course he got in trouble. I had tissue up my nose. It was a long day, the first day of kindergarten. But he eventually became one of my best friends, Rusty Eldridge. Rusty came up and popped me right in the nose because he wanted the ball. Yeah, okay. So celebrate Kindergarten Day today. Let's take a look at what happened on this day in history. April 21st, it was on this date in 753 BC. We're going way back for this one. Rome was founded. According to tradition, Romulus and his twin brother Remus found Rome on the site where they were suckled by a she-wolf as orphaned infants. Actually, the Romulus and Remus myth originated sometime in the 4th century BC, and the exact date of Rome's founding was set by Roman scholar Marcus Terentius Varro in the 1st century. 300 years later, of course, Little Caesar's Pizza was founded. Not really. Kidding about that. On this date in 1973, tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree. It topped the U.S. pop charts and creates a cultural phenomenon. The yellow ribbon has long been a symbol of support for absent or missing loved ones. Now, there were some who believe the tradition of the yellow ribbon dates back to as far as Civil War era, when a yellow ribbon in a woman's hair indicated she was taken by a man who was absent due to service in the United States Army Cavalry. Now, however, Library of Congress could not confirm that. And so They actually confirmed the yellow ribbon phenomenon starting with the song Tie a Yellow Ribbon Around the Old Oak Tree by Tony Orlando and Don. The tradition became forefront in the national media in 1981. That song came out in 1973, by the way. But in 1981, yellow ribbons appeared around the country welcoming the U.S. hostages home from 444 days of captivity in Iran. So there you go, a little story behind the story. It was on this date in 2016 that Prince passed away. Creator of 30 albums, the winner of 7 Grammy Awards, and a 40-year career, found dead in Paisley Park, his Minnesota home and recording studio. The cause of the death, accidental overdose of opioid fentanyl. He was 57 years young. Prince scored his first record deal with Warner Brothers in 1978 at the age of 20 and released For You. Prince's 6th studio album, Purple Rain, was released in 1984. Definitely the high point of Prince's career. Spent 24 consecutive weeks at number 1 on the Billboard 200 chart. Spawned 2 hits, When Doves Cry and Let's Go Crazy. Prince passed away on this date in 2016. Birthdays today. How about Queen Elizabeth? She is still going strong. Queen Elizabeth II, born on this date in 1926. The longest living and longest reigning monarch in British history. Elizabeth is the constitutional head of 16 sovereign states and head of the Commonwealth of Nations. In her capacity as a British monarch, she also ceremonially heads the Church of England as its supreme governor. Eldest daughter of George VI, she became the heiress presumptive when her father ceded the throne following the abdication of his brother, Edward VIII, during World War II. She began to undertake public duties and worked in the Auxiliary Territorial Service. After the death of her father, she acceded the throne in 1952, still holds the crown in 2021. Happy 94th birthday to Queen Elizabeth II. Also born on this date, Iggy Pop. He was born as James Osterberg on this date in 1947. Designated the godfather of punk. He was the vocalist and lyricist of influential proto-punk band The Stooges, who were formed in 1967 and have disbanded and reunited several times since then. Inducted as the Stooges in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2010. In January 2020, Iggy Pop received a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award. He's still going strong, 73 years old today. Happy birthday, Iggy Pop. Also celebrating a birthday, former Dallas quarterback and current CBS and NFL analyst Tony Romo was born on this date in 1980. Romo has celebrated more in his post-football career when he was awarded a contract with CBS worth $17 million a year that made him the highest paid NFL analyst in the history of television. He's the father of 3 sons, by the way. Tony has sons Hawkins, Rivers, and Jones with his wife Candace. He's also a pretty good golfer. In July of 2018, he won the American Century Championship, a celebrity tournament. Happy 40th birthday to Tony Romo. 33 minutes past the hour here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. If it's your birthday, well, happy birthday to you, or a happy anniversary if the case may be. 21st of April, 2021. We're slipping and sliding through the work week. Downhill slide begins just after noon today. And then Dan says he's actually coming back tomorrow. We'll see about that. But Dan Kuntz says he's feeling better and ready to rejoin society. So we'll see how he looks tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. What we will do next after the break is get Mike Magnotti and his opinion, and also visit with our special guest today up at Ome Gardens, the director of Ome Gardens, Jason Browning. It's right here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
It's the huge grand opening of Click It RV in Moses Lake. Click It RV and the RV manufacturers have joined together to offer huge incentives and savings.
You guys gotta beat the spring rush and get in here now.
Everything is coming up zero, with 0 down, 0 payments for 90 days, 0 worries, lifetime warranty, and 0 for a solar panel with any RV purchase. It's a 000 grand opening going on now at Click It RV in Moses Lake. And get into Click It RV for parts, service, new and used during this huge grand opening sale.
Be a winner like me and get to Click It RV.
Highlander Grill and Golf Course is known as one of the finest wedding venues in the Wenatchee area. You do not have to be a member to come to Highlander. Highlander Golf Course offers a first-class backdrop for your wedding day. Our friendly professional staff will ensure your wedding and reception is picture perfect, from every moment leading up to the I do's to when the lights go down at the end of your reception. Hi, I'm Chelan, site coordinator for Highlander Grill. Give me a call to schedule your event today.
JDSA Law is a proud sponsor of these local sports broadcasts. They've been serving North Central and Eastern Washington since 1946. For over 70 years, their team of dedicated professionals has delivered quality, innovative legal services. JDSA Law partners with you to provide the finest legal advice and support as you navigate your personal and business challenges, risks, and accomplishments. At JDSA Law, they salute our local athletes and wish them well on another excellent season of competition.
Mary Maids of Wenatchee has been professionally cleaning and sanitizing homes and businesses in North Central Washington since 1998. Mary Maids uses commercial-grade cleaners and viricides. Mary Maids has implemented additional safety and sanitation protocols. They are strictly following CDC guidelines for the safety of their clients and employees. For expert help with cleaning and sanitizing your home or business, call or look up Mary Maids of Wenatchee to schedule your free estimate today.
Need a break from reality? Central Washington Water has a showroom full of possibilities, with service and support to keep you soaking and giving you the absolute best ownership experience. Free flow plug-and-go spas for as little as $45 a month. There's a hot tub for everyone at Central Washington Water. Shop screen to screen, in-store, or a backyard consultation with one of our wellness team members. Central Washington Water, your water experts.
At Washington Trust Bank, can't is a four-letter word.
I think I'll sell my veggies at the market.
Do you even remember to water the house plants? I do this?
You can do this.
Hey, we need to build a home office. We're adding another bathroom.
I think I'll study programming.
Bro, you can't even connect your phone to Bluetooth.
We believe you can do whatever you set your mind to, and we'll help you get there. Washington Trust Bank, privately owned, locally invested.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, we're big in this country on self-defense and things like standing your ground. Well, although I do support our right to defend ourselves, I don't think this concept translates to retaliating against someone whenever somebody else insults or hurts you. Now remember, you 75% of us Americans who call yourself Christians, now the big boss told us we're not supposed to resist an evil person. If somebody smacks you on one side of the face, let them smack you on the other. Now basically this means that just because somebody hurts you doesn't mean you have to descend to their level, and just because somebody treats you bad, it doesn't justify you doing the same. Now this is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and that's my opinion.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Crystal's Restaurant and Lounge in Leavenworth has a warm environment to enhance your dining experience. Serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Crystal's Intimate Lounge is a wonderful place to relax and dine with beautiful views of the mountains. Do you have a special occasion coming up? Call Crystal's to reserve their event space. Whether your event is grand, intimate, or casual, Crystal's provides unforgettable food and superb service. Crystal's Restaurant and Lounge, proud to be serving fabulous food and drinks.
Hi, I'm Shauna Larson. I'm the designated broker here at Laura Mounter Real Estate. We are a locally owned firm, and we've worked hard to earn our reputation of always doing business the right way. Laura Mounter Real Estate is continually investing in the best technologies and highest quality marketing. For these reasons, our community has voted us the world's best real estate office for the past 5 years. If you have real estate needs, let a Laura Mounter real estate agent show you the difference.
What is it about Tipsy Canyon Winery that keeps people coming back? Is it the magnificent view from the hillside tasting room? Is it the exceptional but affordable wines? Or is it just the fact that you feel right at home from the minute you walk through the door? Actually, it's all this and more. Experience the Tipsy Canyon Winery located just outside of Manson. Your new home away from home.
Wake Up Wenatchee Valley continues here on the NCW Life Channel, and we are here at Ohme Gardens, and I think the doctor ordered some great weather for us to be up here. We're sitting with Jason Browning. He's the director of things happening here at Ohme Gardens. Talking about happening, it was a couple of years ago. I think last time I was here was for one of the concerts in the gardens. There's a lot of changes that have happened here, Jason, since then.
Yeah, so the commissioners have made it really easy for us to make sure that we're getting good upgrades here at the gardens, and so we're full steam ahead on that.
Now, Jason came on board, by the way, if you're not familiar, Ohme Gardens up here on the precipice, Sunny Slope area, overlooking the Columbia River, and of course the gorgeous Wenatchee setting here. This was a homestead-ish area by the Ohmes back in the 20s. Down below, they had an orchard. Up here, they decided they were going to plant some evergreens, and they just kept on going and going and going. That was back in the late 20s. I think 1929 was kind of when they really got things going with Ohme Gardens.
Yeah,
right?
so the property was purchased in 1929, and through the 30s is sort of the beginning of when the garden started to take shape. So
they did it by hand. I mean, it's an incredible story. You can head to the website, just look up Ome Gardens, and there's some people we got a ton of new people that have just moved here to the Wenatchee Valley, and they might not even know about this. They might see the sign out on the highway or something like that.
Right.
O-H-M-E is pronounced Ome, by the way. That was what, Herman?
Yep, Herman and Ruth.
Herman
were
and
the
Ruth,
original,
that's
yep.
right. They did it all by hand. I mean, they were literally watering things up here with 5-gallon buckets until they got some irrigation figured out. But it was their dream to have kind of this oasis. And then their friends told them, you know what, you should have more people enjoy this. So they opened it to the public. It became a state park eventually after the Ohmes passed away. I know their kids took care of it for a long time.
Yeah, correct. So Gordon took over, and yeah, so some of the first few acres planted were Herman and Ruth, and then Gordon took over and finished out the 9 acres that we have today.
It's incredible. And if you've never been here before, highly encourage you to do so. By the way, they just opened here last week. Well, let's talk about, since you came on board in 2018 and now we're here 2021, they made you officially director of things up here a couple of years ago now. Wow, I mean, a lot of changes. I know this past off season, if you will, you guys had to take a few trees out, and there might be people, wait, no.
Right.
But I mean, it's for the health of the gardens, right?
Yeah, correct. So, talking with Kevin Ome, which is a grandson of Herman, one of the things he always tells me is we have to view the trees like we do all the other plants, which means they need to be managed, they need to be taken care of properly, and so we're just getting to the age where some of the early trees that the family planted are really at the end of their life cycle. And so removing those and making sure we're doing that in a way that makes sense, and then replacing the proper type of tree to keep the same sort of feel of the garden alive is really important for us right now.
So let's talk about that. It's a particular type of tree. They went in the hillsides near here,
Right.
borrowed some young trees, brought them up here and planted them up here, but not all these trees are meant to live forever.
Right, correct. So we've got, some big Douglas firs. So one of the cool things about the Ome family is they weren't horticulturists, they weren't botanists, they didn't really know what they were doing. We got a Yelp review the other day that said, it seems like they just plant and let it grow. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. That's what we're trying to continue that. And so I think that's what the Ome family did, is they just got in their Studebaker and threw some trees in the back of their Rumbles seat there and just watered them, and they grew. So it's hard to tell, early on what kind of tree it is totally. So we've got a good mix of just what's growing out, out towards the Leavenworth area. So yeah, we're just at a place where, we're fighting what's dying, what's becoming a hazard for people walking around, and how to take care of that.
One of the first things you'll notice as you come up here to Ohme Gardens is a new sign out front. There's a new building here. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so one of the things that was abundantly clear is we needed some office space and a gift shop. So we've got anywhere from 15 to 20,000 visitors a year just in admissions. That's not counting weddings and concert events like the one you attended. and we had 110 square feet for a computer and a full gift shop. So that was one of the first things that coming on board I knew we needed to take care of, was have a proper entrance into the gardens. And the commissioners, like I said earlier, have made it really easy for us to sort of upgrade and be a part of the 21st century.
Now, what's amazing to me is that the availability of this space, which is absolutely gorgeous, for weddings, for events, that you can rent Ohme Gardens for your event, right?
Right, yeah, that's right. And that's actually a huge slice of the income that we have come in that pays for the maintenance and operations of the garden. So without those weddings and events that we do, we wouldn't be able to keep the garden as beautiful as it is. So yeah, this summer we're looking like we're pretty much already booked up. We've got Stage Kids Washington that's going to be putting on a few plays out here on the lower lawn. Concert series were put on hold this season. Hopefully we'll have them back for next year though.
Okay, well that's good to know. For those who've never been here before, who's the garden for?
Right, so that's a good question. The garden is for anyone who wants to come enjoy it. So the people that come here are wanting to sort of get an escape from, whether they're coming from the west side and, you know, getting away from the busy sort of hustle of Seattle area and coming to this place, which is just an oasis on a hill surrounded by shrub steppe. It's out of place, and it's just a place where you can come and relax and enjoy. We've got little free libraries here. We've got a gnome and fairy hunt for the little kids. So, I mean, whether you're 2 years old or 102 years old, we've got something for you.
Now that's the question too. I know some of the pathways are a little difficult to get around if you're not so steady on your feet, or wheelchair or things like that. But
Right.
there are places that people can still come and be able to get to spots in the garden, right?
Yeah, correct. So we've got a service road and a service lot that is an entrance down into the lower lawn where you can see, you might not be able to see it up front, but where you can really see a view. So often we'll get places like Bonaventure in East Wenatchee, a retirement nursing home. We'll bring people, we'll do a reduced rate for them, and they can have lunch in the gardens and be able to experience it without having to sort of traverse some of the more rugged areas.
Yeah. It's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We're here at Ome Gardens on the NCW Life Channel visiting with Jason Browning. And the challenge, I'm sure, is you mentioned still being in contact with the family and talking about change. And to keep in concert, though, with what the idea was here, there's little changes you've made that are big for you, big for people that work here at the gardens, but maybe not everybody's going to be able to tell, right?
Right, exactly. So we rejuvenated, I would say, anywhere from 10 to 11, maybe 12 beds throughout the garden. We've added a couple small trails that hopefully you wouldn't notice are different than the original ones. So yeah, the idea is that no one's going to come and go, oh wow, look at this huge thing is different other than our new building. But hopefully by the end they'll be coming through and go, wow, this just feels a little different. It'll be a cumulative effect of just a change of the garden. And when I say change, what I mean is trying to get back to the original vision of the Ohmes. So these trees were never supposed to be 150 feet tall. They were supposed to be a subalpine meadow. And so what we want to do is, as we're removing plants and trees, we're replacing them with what the Ohmes wanted originally.
Okay, so something that's not going to grow necessarily so tall.
Right, or that is slow growing, right? So some of these cedar trees that we have around here, they can grow up to 2 feet in a season, versus the alpine or the subalpine fir, which is going to grow 5 to 8 inches. So making those selections are really important going forward.
Weekend's obviously a very busy place to be for locals coming here during the week. Parking is limited. What do you recommend for folks that want to come up to visit the garden?
Yeah, so you know, it's funny. A lot of the visitors that are coming into the valley and even locally, they're really focused on getting dinner around that 5 or 6 o'clock hour. But that is the best time to be at this garden. The sun's sort of getting down behind the trees on the west side of the garden, and the cliff side is in shade. It's just a little bit more beautiful. You kind of have that golden hour, but we don't get a lot of visitors that time. So if you're interested in coming, I would suggest coming around that time.
There is a nominal fee to enter into the park. It's what, $8 for adults?
Yeah, $8 for an adult and $4 for a youth.
Which is, I mean, ridiculously cheap for what you get up here. And is there a limit on how long somebody could stay up here? I mean, I can see, I mean, we're right here. I don't want to leave for the rest of the day.
Right, so that's one of the things I always joke about as I check people into the garden. Your admission is for the day. And they say, how long does it take? And I usually go, I don't know. How long do you want it to take? So some people come through and they're trying to get somewhere quick and it's 15 minutes. Other people, they're here for 4 hours. So they sit down, they read a book, or they just kind of sit next to the reflecting ponds. Mike Short, the previous director, one of the things he prided himself on here was that each bench had a different feel. So we're sitting here on the bench on the hook lawn, but if you were to go 50 feet and sit on the bench next to the Sylvan Pool, you would have a completely different feel. So it's really up to the person who's walking the gardens.
Yeah, and I was going to mention that too. If maybe you're not in for the sunshine like we are here in this splashed spot up on top, you don't have to go very far, and you're deep in the shade, and it's probably about 15-20 degrees cooler in the shade as well. Right. So plenty of opportunities for you to visit different spots here. And not only are you going to see the plant life and the gorgeous scenery that's up here, there's wildlife up here too.
Yeah, so we get the deer into the garden. We've got some marmots that moved in, some groundhogs that we've got a rhododendron back here that got taken care of this last spring. So yeah, there's lots to see. The most popular thing, once the people move in, some of the bigger animals leave. But we do have plenty of chipmunks or squirrels, and the birds around here they sing.
Yeah, and I know it's more towards the off season that you get the visits from the bighorn sheep, but occasionally they come by here as well. And Jason, how do people find out more information about what's happening in Ome Gardens?
Yeah, so the best way is to go to our website, which is omegardens.org, or you can call. We're open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and then after Memorial Day, we'll be open till 7 p.m. And you can give us a call. Gino or Bruce should be in the office, or myself, and we can answer any questions you have.
Awesome. Thanks for taking the time.
Yeah,
appreciate it. And if you haven't been here, come see it. And if you have been here, come see it, because there are some changes. Might be minor, but we'll see if you recognize what those changes here at Ohme Gardens. We'll come back with more up next on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
At Earthwise Pet, we take an all-natural approach to wellness and nutrition. Our professional certified groomers were trained by the best in the Pacific Northwest. Our staff here at Earthwise Pet are all certified in pet nutrition. We are here to help you select the perfect food, supplement, and anything else you may need to make sure your pet is living its best and most healthy life. Earthwise Pet, Nutrition Center and Wellness Spa. Online or in the store, we are here for you.
You don't have to be a member to enjoy the view and dine-in style at Highlander Bar and Grill, located at the beautiful Highlander Golf Course in East Wenatchee. Highlander Grill offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner with dine-in or takeout options. Highlander Bar and Grill's friendly staff is here to serve you 7 days a week. Call for reservations Friday night prime rib dinner. Contact Chelan, Highlander Grill's site coordinator, to schedule your corporate event or special occasion today.
Contractors, furniture makers, and weekend do-it-yourselfers around north central Washington will tell you that Lombard's Hardwood Supply is the place to get what you need. Lombard's full millwork shop can handle jobs large or small. Lombard's has a full line of interior and exterior doors available, as well as custom barn doors. From alderwood to zebrawood and everything in between, it's Lombard's Hardwood Supply on School Street in Sunny Slope. Like us on Facebook and check out our monthly special.
When you think of Doghouse Motorsports, you might think of motorcycles, but there's a lot more in this house. How about Honda power equipment? From snowblowers to lawnmowers to generators and even water pumps, Honda is the brand that sets the standards. Perhaps you need an ATV or UTV. The Doghouse has the largest selection anywhere. Did we mention watercraft and snowmobiles? And of course, we have motorcycles too. Back it up with terrific customer service and you have Wenatchee's best motorsports store 5 years running. Isn't it time for you to be in the Doghouse?
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
Just about 5 minutes left of the program here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley for a Wednesday, 21st of April, 2021. Thanks again to Jason Browning for joining us or letting us come join him at Ohme Gardens, and a very, very special spot. If you have not been to Ohme Gardens, you owe it to yourself and your family to head up and just take in the views. Mornings, afternoons, late afternoons, the best time to be at Ohme Gardens. You can search Ohme Gardens online, by the way, for more information about that. As far as our weather is concerned, we'll talk about the forecast coming up. Let's again, though, take a look around our Valley View cameras this morning as we settle in for this sun-splashed Wednesday in the Wenatchee Valley. Thanks to Sky-Fi Wireless Network from Local Communications for providing us this absolutely splendid view of our Chamber of Commerce day again today. Can't find a single cloud in the sky. Looks like a little bit of a breeze is riffling the waters of the Columbia as it slips underneath the pedestrian bridge and the Senator George Seller Bridge on the south end of town that connects Wenatchee and East Wenatchee. And that's something that a lot of folks that have moved to the area that didn't understand, or probably getting to understand, is that it's not just one city. It is two separate cities, two separate counties between Chelan and Douglas County that are broken by the Wenatchee or the Columbia River there, separating the towns of Wenatchee and East Wenatchee. We'll find out more about that designation as far as what we're considered because of our population here in the coming months by the Biden administration and what they decide on some rules that we're possibly changing as far as whether we're a metropolitan area or we're just a little dot on the map. But camera one this morning, taking a look down at the valley from our cross camera from Sky-Fi Wireless Network. Camera two will take us to a look upon the Columbia River, further up the drink, if you will. This is looking down from McNeil Canyon, I think. Is that correct, Megan? Waterville camera. Looking down at, you can see Eniet on the right of the screen, across the river on the Chelan County side, and a little bit of Verondo on the center of the screen on the Douglas County side of the Columbia River. And our green hills for the time being before they become camelbacks with the sunshine that burns that grass away. Camera three will take us to another look. And I love this foreground here of Manson because you got these rock pillars and a couple of pine trees and then just nothing but the Lake Chelan, absolutely gorgeous crystalline lake. One of the deepest lakes in North America, as a matter of fact, 1,500 feet deep in places at Lake Chelan. And good morning to Chelan and to Manson and to Wapato Point from camera three. Camera four will take us to a little closer in view of Billy Goat, from Billy Goat, looking down upon Pateros. You can get a pretty good shot of Pateros there, and thankfully Pateros has been able to recover from the wildfires that just really decimated that community here a few years back, where the Methow meets the Columbia River in upper Okanagan County. And hello to our friends in Pateros this morning. Now, as far as our weather forecast is concerned, looking at a beautiful day today. In fact, it's one of those days where you might have eye problems, where you call your boss and say, I just can't see coming in today. 78 are expected high today with sunshine tonight, 46 the overnight low. Another sunny day tomorrow with a high of 73. Winds might pick up on Friday in front of a cold system that comes in. It's going to start cooling off on Friday, 72 for the high, and then we'll see some clouds on Friday night, maybe even a chance of rain developing Friday night, certainly into Saturday morning. Now, we're keeping our fingers crossed for the big weekend at Wenatchee Valley Super Oval. They've got racing on Saturday and Sunday, so hopefully that rain doesn't spoil the plans for the weekend. But 60, you can see a lot cooler, so if you're heading to the Oval, you're definitely going to have to bring some layered clothing, that's for sure. 60 on the day for Saturday, 63 on Sunday. We are at 43 under clear skies in downtown Wenatchee, reaching for that high of 78 today. We got up to 65 yesterday. Normally, we're right smack dab in the middle of normal the last few days. 63 for the high, 41 for the low. Record high was set in 2009 of 84 degrees today. Not going to break that, that's for sure. Record low temperature, 25 degrees in 2008. Sun will rise tomorrow morning at 5:59, sunset at 8:01. We're adding about 3 to 4 minutes of daylight per day. Now, speaking of tomorrow and Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, I supposedly will not be in this chair. Dan Kuntz says he's feeling better and wants to rejoin the fray. So Dan will be here tomorrow morning. I'll be back again with sports tonight during the NCW Life Evening News. And then, of course, get you ready for the weekend as well here on a Wednesday. So make it a safe and sane day today. Happy Hump Day. And we'll see you again later on tonight with the news. And then Dan tomorrow on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Happy Wednesday, everybody.